Hello, one and all, and welcome to an episode of Film Sack we call the Roundtable. Yes, that's right. One of us is out of town, and that means a special roundtable about a subject that we think you might enjoy. It's film related, so you can feel good about that, everybody. It's about movies. Let's throw it over to Randy, who masterminded today's particular topic.
Yeah, we're talking about underrated gems, and that's a pretty broad topic, and I want to like narrow it down a bit. Underrated gems we get a lot of in our email and our voicemails, right? We have people who listen to Film Sack and they tell us, hey, you should sack, and then they name a movie that we've never heard of. And sometimes we have, right? Sometimes we're like, oh, I've actually heard of that. And that's where I want to go today. I want to talk to you guys about movies where there's a filmmaker, there's a director, there's an actor, there's something where you're a known quantity that we're talking about, and you have watched a movie that they made repeatedly, and you feel like other people haven't, and you just really wish that this was more discussed, that more appreciated and enjoyed, right?
Yeah.
And so that's where the underrated comes in. Like the general public, they don't really know. That, like, because it got underrated originally, they never really cared to seek it out and watch it. So an example, for example, I really like this filmmaker named Andrew Davis. We've sacked him before. He made The Fugitive. He made Under Siege, right? Good filmmaker, Andrew Davis. I want to suggest that if you're looking for an Andrew Davis movie to watch, you should watch Holes. That's right, Holes.
Holes is great.
I forgot about Bob's doing Holes. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I forgot about him doing the holes. Yeah.
And it's got Jon Voight and it's got Patricia Arquette. And there's all of these reasons for you to watch it. It's Tim Blake Nelson is always good, right? It was based on a book by Louis Sachar, right? It's a kid's book, and a lot of kids read the book, but a lot of adults didn't. And so the movie comes along and you're like, oh, that's a movie for kids. I'm never going to see that. It's an underrated gem. This is a movie that never really is going to get above like 60% on Rotten Tomatoes or something like that. And I think you should see it. And I'm just constantly interested in this discussion. I love it when my friends tell me, hey, here's a movie that you should see along these terms.
For me, it's an easy answer, and it's the one I always go to, and I don't know why I feel so strong about it. It's rated, like people like it, but just they don't know about it. So if you've seen it, you probably like it. I brought it up on the show before, and I even did a special host episode as to why I like it so much for patrons. So that's the thing you can go back and listen to if you become a patron. But it's Avalon from 1991 or 90. Sorry, this is a Barry Levinson film. Everybody knows Barry Levinson. Oscar-winning director, made many, many great movies. Hard to pick. There's only a couple I'd say are duds at all in his filmmaking career. But Avalon is a deeply personal story about him growing up in a first-generation immigrant family, and it's this Polish Jewish family, and they come to the U.S. It's very beginning of the 20th century. And the grandfather, played by, I don't want to miss his name because he's
Armin Mueller-Stahl.
There you go, Armin Mueller-Stahl, and the mom, played by Joan Plowright. They come to America, and it's just everything they wanted it to be: bright lights, the big city, the 4th of July, the freedom, all the things that represented to them. That's what it is when he gets here, and he absolutely loves it, and he establishes himself. And then they have kids, and those kids grow up, and those kids are played by Aidan Quinn, Kevin Pollak, Elizabeth Perkins. And they have kids, a very young child named Michael Kay, who is played by a very young Elijah Wood, super young in this. I want to say maybe he was 5 or something. Very young in this. And the story just chronicles the passage of time from the I'm here, this place is amazing, oh my gosh, American dream, let's go, to the 70s, all the way up to the late 70s, when it's just not quite where he thought it would be. The old man's dying. There's been a lot of loss and splits in the family since. If you've seen the movie, you know about the cutting the turkey too early thing. It's this amazing scene of this Thanksgiving scene. It's really great. It's about growth. It's about loss. It's about commitment. It's about starting a business and having it fail utterly. It's about being a little kid and growing up and seeing adults make mistakes, and then how do you process that stuff? It is one of the most powerful movies I think ever made, and just gets me every time. So for me, that's one of these, because a lot of people just straight up haven't seen this movie. I doubt the three of you have seen it. Have you guys seen it?
I have not
seen it.
I have not seen it, but I always think it's Pleasantville. I don't know why, but I always think Pleasantville for some reason.
It's nothing like Pleasantville
movie. I know it's not.
Yeah.
That's
the
what I'm
name,
saying.
Yeah, Avalon, like it's a paradise or a Pleasantville.
Yeah, it's definitely not that. In fact, if it's anything, it's a movie that makes you question what we think a paradise is, or what we think. You know, how we get so in our heads about how perfect something is, or how rah we are about the country we live in, or whatever. Yeah, it's not anti-national pride. It's It's just realistic looking at your life, that things change, culture changes, your values change. Like, it's just a really great study on all that stuff. I
want to do a yes and to your recommendation here, because Avalon's very highly rated, at least by critics.
Yeah.
And that's not to say it's not a great entry into this discussion, like, because people haven't seen it enough. Yeah. But Barry Levinson, man, this is a guy who made Good Morning Vietnam and Rain Man and Bugsy and Toys and Disclosure and Wag the Dog. Wag the Dog probably got him some Oscar nominations.
Yeah.
Barry Levinson, for me, the answer to this question, what's the underrated gem? Bandits, which we have sacked.
Oh yeah.
It's at about 65% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I think it's such an awesome movie. And I want people to see Bandits. And it's just like this perfect thing where it's like, if a friend, and I have this regularly, I'm talking to friends, they haven't seen a movie, I'm like, we're gonna watch this movie. Bandits, man, this is gonna be fun.
I do that a lot. I love it when I hear somebody hasn't seen a thing that I just love and know they're gonna find something in it. That's happened a couple times with this movie, but you have one that's like
I do
pull out.
Yeah, the my go-to on this, again, is one that I've talked about on a previous bonus sack, but with everybody knowing all the films by Martin Scorsese, and you always think about the mafia ones and The Irishman and Goodfellas, Casino, all that stuff. My favorite is a film called After Hours, a 1985 black comedy with Griffin Dunne. I mean, the Griffin Dunne, Rosanna Arquette, John Hurd, Terry, the late great Terry Garr, Catherine O'Hara, Cheech and Chong, Dick Miller, Will Patton, Bronson Pinchot.
Oh my gosh!
It's one of these, like, you're a fish out of water. You're stuck in a place where you don't have the money or the connection to get yourself out of it, and every wrong turn you make leads to another development, another problem. And it centers on Griffin Dunne as this boring office worker who decides to take a chance and talk to a woman he sees at a diner. Turns out to be Rosanna Arquette, who's living in Soho, and he decides, all right, I'm gonna go meet her, and his last $20 bill flies out of a cab window, so he's stuck in Soho with no money. Befriends John Hurd is this bartender that he befriends, and kind of sets up all of these events, centering around some burglaries that are happening in Soho, and the weird people that he encounters, like Terry Garr, the ice cream truck driver. And
she's an ice cream truck driver. I've never seen this movie.
She's an ice cream truck driver. Yeah. This movie is you're gonna love it. You need to put it on your list right away to go watch it. It's so good, and it makes you so uncomfortable. And there's one. It does. It's one of those that's like you watch this whole thing happen, you just feel uncomfortable the whole time through. But there's this completely unrelated moment in the film where Griffin Dunne's stuck out on a fire escape, and he sees across the way two neighbors fighting and arguing, and one of them shoots the other one.
Jeez.
And he just says to himself, I'm probably going to get blamed for that too. And it's just the best. Nothing ever happens with those two, like with that situation, but just his resigned defeat of of this whole thing. He is fantastic in this, and this film is really, really
So
good.
this post Taxi Driver? When was this in the career there?
Post Taxi Driver, 1985.
Oh, 85. Okay.
So
Yeah, way past.
what was Raging Bull was early 80s?
81, 80,
Yeah,
something like that.
so-
yeah.
So I think this was after Raging Bull, and is such a departure from every other thing you've seen Scorsese do. It's kind of like when you were talking, I thought for sure before you said Avalon, I thought you were going to talk about The Straight Story, because that's one of those films that's completely different from the rest of that director's movies.
For sure. Yeah.
And this one feels different. I mean, King of Comedy is similar, another Scorsese one, but I feel like more people have seen that. This one's a lot less seen, but so much appreciated by those who have seen it. Got a really
Need to see
good
it.
Rotten Tomatoes score, but nobody's seen it.
You know what I think I mix it up with? I have it in my head that's the Fonz and Michael Keaton for some reason.
Right. Night Shift.
Night Shift. That's what I always think
Yep.
of.
Yeah, because it's got a similar kind of vibe name to it, and this is so much darker. But
I'll need to check it out. All right. Well, that's immediately
really
going to go
good.
on my list.
I
That
remember
sounds
always
awesome.
wanted to. This is one of the ones I always wanted to see and never did, because it just had the greatest cover box when I used to work at Blockbuster.
oh yeah, the
Just
twisting
after hours.
head.
Yeah, it's got a giant, like a stopwatch,
Right.
or like a pocket watch, and his head's just being twisted on top of it. It's a great cover box.
It
It's
really is.
so give people the title again of the film.
Yeah, it's called After Hours, 1985, Martin Scorsese. I'm looking to see. It doesn't look like it's streaming anywhere, unfortunately, or
it's only-
included streaming. It's like
Right.
Rentable.
You could buy it.
rentable on Prime and stuff like that. It's still worth. Put it on your list unless you think you're going to forget. Then spend the $3.79 and watch it.
What's Griffin done up to these days? You know, he's
I just
got
saw
talent.
him in. He plays a bar owner in some theater movie I just saw.
Oh, recent? Like,
Within the last several weeks.
oh, geez.
It was the movie with the Jewish Caught Stealing. the
Oh,
one with,
Caught Stealing.
right.
Yeah,
Queuing that
Austin
up.
Butler.
Yeah, I just got a very legal version of that. I'm going to be watching.
Yeah.
I'm sure you did.
As in-
Yeah, look for Griffin Dunn as a bar owner that he's almost unrecognizable in the thing.
I'm excited about that. I'm looking forward to that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Enough
that's
people-
also really,
That
really
might be
good.
another one of those that feels like not a lot of people are talking about it in a year of great movies. Even though, Darren Aronofsky, massive director, usually people are losing their minds over a
Yeah.
guy like that.
Yeah.
But Paul Anderson's getting all the love for his thing. And these two
Right.
are often, opposite ends of the same indie stick a little bit.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So that might be 1 year from now we'll be going, oh yeah, no one talks about Caught Stealing. You should watch that.
Right. Yeah, it's going to be our future uncut, unreleased gem or uncut gem or whatever it is.
Well, that was a great one. Dunaway, do you have one that you're sitting on, like a VHS tape you found at the bottom of the barrel somewhere?
Absolutely. Y'all have heard all about all the good movies you should actually see, but now I'm going to talk about something that I dislike, and too bad. You should see it as well. But Joe Dante, love Joe Dante, Gremlins, Burbs. We've done a bunch of his films here on Film Sack, but one of the ones that I like is one called Matinee with John
yeah.
Goodman. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
the Ant movie. Yeah.
yeah, that's right. The Mant movie. So it's
Right.
kind of is set kind of during the 80s, but it's more. No, is it set
No,
during
it's set
the
in the
60s?
50s.
I always forget.
Is it set in the
it's set
50s or something? And it's
50s.
No. It's set during 62, I think. Wait. Okay, so this
Oh, really?
is the story. The story is the Cuban Missile Crisis, so it had to be the 60s. So,
Oh yeah, it would be.
but it is a nod to the William Castle style movies where there's always a gimmick, like shakers and stuff in the
Rumble
theater
seats.
and rumble
Yeah.
seats and stuff. So he's kind of like this guy that's come into town, and all the kids are all worried about the nuclear crisis and everything, and he's kind of like this big distraction. So Joe Dante does a really good job in most of the movies that I like, where he kind of takes, just the mundane everyday and really rewards you for watching and listening. Now, a lot of the stuff on the surface seems silly and over the top because he is portraying characters like William Castle and by John Goodman is kind of like that modern day version of that, and he's bringing this Mant movie that's got to town to get people get the kids distracted with all the showmanship that's going on. And in the meantime, kids are just trying to come of age and deal with the real horrors that is running out into the hallway and ducking and covering. And there's all kinds of little small, not beat you over the head kind of commentary, but like one girl has a real freak out during that scene where she's just like, she points out the ridiculousness of them all together. Oh, you'd all be dead. You'd be liquefied if the bomb hit. And so it's always that Dante stuff that I love, that he'll drop some dialogue that almost seems inconsequential, and if he rewards the viewer by bringing that stuff up later in the movie. It's not a real heavy thinker or anything. It's just one of those things. If you like Gremlins, Burbs, that kind of thing, you'll probably feel right at home in something like Matinee.
Yeah, I saw this in theaters, I think, and I really liked it at the time. But it was one of those movies that just sort of went poof from my just seeing it anywhere else. Like, it just doesn't pop up in a lot of places. I would definitely wouldn't mind revisiting it.
I didn't remember the kid's name. It's Simon Fenton, but he really he played it really well and genuine. Robert Picardo was there, Star Trek Connection.
Oh yeah,
yeah, dude.
Right. Yeah.
Some of these people, this is like a one and done for some of these actors.
Oh yeah. Not his most popular film by any means, but when I see that cover box, it's one of those things that sticks with me. John Goodman standing in front of a mushroom cloud, and then in front of him is the Matinee with the ants and everything. Yep.
Yeah, it's good.
It truly shocked me to look it up and find that Matinee has 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. I just can't. I can't.
So maybe I'm not alone.
Yeah,
not be critically anyway. IMDb's got it at a 6.9, which is not terrible or anything, but But I guess that's not critics. I think
feel like that always with Dante movies. I always feel like whenever I watch it with anybody, we talk about this all the time. It's like, I always get mad when people break their phones out and stuff. I'm like, pay attention.
Yeah.
If you don't pay attention, you're going to miss all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dante's great because he's like close collaborator with Spielberg. So he's got a lot of that sauce in him anyway. And then he makes these movies that often produced by Spielberg, but makes these movies that feel Spielberg adjacent, but maybe a little more free to do subjects that didn't fit in that little Spielberg capsule of the 80s and 90s. Even Spielberg does that now, right? But it felt like Joe Dante was like Spielberg, but also he's got some ideas. He wants to do some interesting stuff. Yeah, I like him a lot. He's great. What's he up to these days? Let's see.
Spielberg, but weird.
Yeah, he's got a couple of
Spielberg.
Right.
Spielberg passed on Small Soldiers, and Joe Dante's like, I'm here. Let's go.
I'll take that. Let's do the Small Soldiers, which I think is actually also an underrated film.
He's directing the new Little Shop of Halloween Horrors movie, which is he did the original, or not the original, but the one we always think of in the 80s with Steve Martin. Right?
Frank Oz, I think, directed that, didn't he? Or
you might be right.
Was it Dante?
Hold on, I think you might be right.
Was it Dante? Not Dante.
I think you're right. But he's still working. He's got shit. I want to know what this Salem show was on TV. Is that a thing anyone watched in 2016?
I started, but I didn't go very far.
Supernatural horror based on Salem 17th century witch trials. It was well regarded.
I watched a few episodes. I was back,
2015
pandemic.
Yeah, 2015, 2016, something like that. Yeah. Or no, went from 2014 to 2017. There it is. That might be something to check out. That guy's cool. It's on Hulu. Yeah. You have the Hulus. Randy, you haven't given us another big one.
Many times over the years, we've sacked a lot of the movies that came to mind for me. And so I'm talking about like The Count of Monte Cristo, right? Like wildly
the Guy Pearce one.
No one saw that movie, and I'm like, what is wrong with this? It's so great to me, right? And so like I want people to see it. A genre that really fits this category is romance. There's some good romance movies out there that just got absolutely trashed by critics. And for some reason, what popped into my mind when we first started talking about this concept was a movie called The Lake House, starring Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock.
I love that movie.
That movie gets a lot of crap.
I'll fight for that movie. I'm a fan.
and it's got 35% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I'm like, what is wrong with this movie? And I rewatched it at some point, and I just couldn't see anything wrong with it. Right? Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, it's all about magic. This is a movie. This is a science fiction magical movie.
Yeah,
but it's just a straight romance. And the thing that I was reminded of is that it stars Eben Moss Backrack. This is Richie from The Bear.
Yeah, and The Thing.
And
yep.
And I really didn't think of Eben Moss Backrack as existing until The Bear comes along, and then suddenly he's in Andor, and it feels like he's in everything.
Yeah, he's having a moment.
And the Lake House is 20 years old now, and I'm like, whoa, look at this guy. He was actually booking good movies back then, and it's got Christopher Plummer in it, and it's just a lovely movie, and it really pulls at my heart.
Yeah,
and it was directed by a director that you probably don't know named Alejandro Agresti, and Alejandro Agresti also made Wind with the Gone and A Less Bad World. These are movies that are not in English; they're made in Spanish.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But just really really good director, and I just can't give enough credit to the people who see a movie like The Lake House and then tell others, like, because it's fine. It's not a waste of your time, to watch something
fine.
is so entertaining.
You're gonna have a good time with it. By the way, there's a lady in this. I need you guys to help me pronounce her name. I'm gonna put it in our chat. How do you say that? Wilecki van Amelarui.
Rui?
I don't know.
Is that how you say that?
Yeah,
Rooi? Rui?
I don't know.
Wilecki van Amelarui.
She is in mostly things that aren't from
We just
here.
know her as Kate's mother.
Yeah.
Right.
She's raised in Amsterdam. They got a lot of weird names there, so it's fine. But they're not weird, but they're hard for me to pronounce.
IMDb photo taken from a key party in the 70s, clearly.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, this movie's got, I forgot that I don't say her name right either. Shorer and a Douchgaloo, whatever her name is.
Oh, with the voice.
With the voice, yeah.
The Expanse. Yeah.
I want to know if she's got that voice in the Lake House. Now I'm going to have to watch and see if she's, if that started yet. Because that thing is her voice is so freaking unique. It's like,
it really is, yeah.
Nobody else is in the world.
This category, underrated gems, could have been entirely romance, not rom-com, romance movies. It just, there's so many of them out there where, I feel like audiences are just a little tired. There's not any really great romance movies for audiences to point at, so they're just like, this is more crap. Mm-hmm. And every now and then they're good.
Yeah, every once in a while there's something sweet, like there's or it has a twist that I want to see. So there's this, we saw trailers last night for the Hugh Jackman Neil Diamond thing. Have you guys seen this?
Hugh Jackman's in love with Neil Diamond?
Yeah. No, he plays
Hugh
a cover
Jackman is like the lead singer of a Neil Diamond cover band.
Yeah. And it looks great. It's based on some real story. The music really gets me because I love Neil Diamond. Unironically, I just love that shit.
This is called Song Sung Blue.
That's it, Song Sung Blue.
Yes, that's it.
And it's what's her beak from Almost Famous, Golden Hawn's kid, Kate Hudson.
Kate Hudson. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks great. And that looks like one of these. Like, give me your reason to be into your romance movie, and I'm there. Sign me up. I'm all about
and that's
it.
coming on Christmas Day, so that's a movie that's gonna have families going to see it on Christmas Day or Boxing Day or something. Like, you go to the movies, and
my wife's all
playing.
into it. Yeah, she wants to see it. We were watching all these trailers, and I'm like, I'm seeing that. I'm seeing that. I'm seeing that. She goes,
I know. Yeah.
And then that one hits, and she goes, oh, I'm seeing that. And I went, I guess I'll see that. That seems all right.
Yeah, Tina looks over at me during the Osgood Perkins trailer for Caper and says, nope.
No. Actually, it's the same one. Kim said the same thing. She goes, I'm not watching that. And I said, well, what if it's good? And she's like, it doesn't matter.
But it's got Tatiana Maslany. And she's like, I don't care.
Don't care. I don't care if She-Hulk's in it. I'm out. Well, that's interesting. The other one I always think of from an animated standpoint, I know people know about it, so it's not like it's an unknown. But I rewatched the other day a movie that I probably watched on VHS, I don't know, 50 times as a kid, and that's The Secret of Nim. And I am here to tell you, man, that not only holds up, it holds the hell up. It's so good. And they don't make them like this anymore. That it feels like that movie was willing to deal with some harder subjects, some darker ideas. One of the mice or the rats yells "damn" at one point, which I thought was crazy in 1980 or whenever it came out. So it's a little, it's a PG rated movie because of this one swear word. It's crazy. But it's incredible.
And plus all the violence.
There's quite a bit of mouse on rat violence. And you hear about the story of it, which, the book is beloved, but you hear about it on the face of it and you're like, really? Just super smart rats from some experiment? Okay, that's dumb. But it's one of the most touching, well-made like fantasy tales that I still to this day I think that ever existed. So if you just have an hour and a half of your life to spend, it's on Tubi right now. It's free. Just go watch The Secret of NIMH. And I'm not saying it's underrated. I think it's rated, but it's underappreciated by two generations.
There's a whole new generation. Yeah, there's a whole new generation that's probably not seen it. And the use of color in that film was, we studied that film for in art school because of its use of color. Because
we were just starting to we were just getting a black and white. We were just starting, we're old and, I'm sorry, was that?
No, I'm not that old.
I'm not that old.
No.
Done away.
But it's interesting. I'm glad you brought that up.
They got talkies now.
Because there's a bunch of great stuff about how they achieved like the candlelight being so bright and not just like looking like a animated candle. Instead, it actually kind of made you squint when you looked at it on the film. And I saw some documentary where it was him messing around with these concepts of overlaying. We do this in Photoshop now, but then it was physical. Overlaying multiple versions of that candle, and then under it having another bright light back there, just blasting where the candle was, and the effect was feeling of like really luminous, warm light coming out of this candle. And as a kid, you don't think of that; you're just seeing a candle, but. That dude, Glenn Larson. What's wrong with me?
Don Bluth.
Don Bluth. Jeez, he's a local hero. I don't know why I can't say that. He's
Don Bluth, man,
underrated.
Like name a movie Don Bluth made that isn't great. Seriously,
you can't.
One.
Maybe I don't think. Great. I don't think All Dogs Go to Heaven holds up as well. But did he do Cool World?
I do.
Cool World?
No, that was Bakshi, I think.
Bakshi did Cool World. That's right.
Yeah.
I want to make the case for All Dogs Go to Heaven because I had this argument with a coworker a few years ago. I was like, "Hey, you should watch this. You should watch this movie. It's really good." And they're like, "It's animated." And I said, "So what?" And they're like, "It's about dogs." And I said, "So what?" And it's like every argument you're going to give me against this, I'm just going to say, why not watch it though? Like, what is your you got an hour and a half in your life?
Don't forget what hurt that movie the most was all the crappy sequels and everything they did afterwards.
Yeah.
The first one's pretty good. The sequels really hurt it. Now, you said no bad Don Bluth films, but then I point you to Rockadoodle.
Oh, shit. I forgot about Rockabilly.
Rockadoodle.
Okay.
Rockadoodle.
You know what? I take it all back. That's a bad movie. I didn't like Rockadoodle at all.
I'm just...
It's not great. I'll tell you what. Titan AE underrated. Titan AE underrated.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Yep.
That's a great
movie. I'll
movie.
also say, go ahead.
Rockadoodle is pretty bad. It's got 20% on Rotten Tomatoes, whereas All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Come on.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
All Dogs Go to Heaven is 46% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I'm like, there's your underrated gem right there. It is underrated.
Yeah. Okay,
that is not a 46% only movie.
I'll give you that. I don't think it's his best movie, but I don't think it's that low. That shouldn't be that low.
Oh no. Yeah. Secret of NIMH is his best movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But I also think he's the first Land Before Time. That needs some love. I know it's kids think it's just for kids, or people think it's just for kids. That not all the spin out DVD really shit that everybody else made, and he didn't have a hand in, other than creating the first one. First one is actually really amazing as a film.
Heart wrenching.
Yeah. Really good. Film. Beautiful movie. It's just, you know what? Don Bluth underrated. How about that?
Yep. Yeah, and I was a little kid, and I was taken to the movie theater to see An American Tail, and it really spoke to me. And like you say, sequels come along, and the songs get overplayed, and you can understand why people don't want to have anything to do with that. But it worked for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's great. Yeah. He's still
same with
kicking
Oliver and Company. Do you guys remember Oliver and Company, that Disney film with the cat and everything? I don't
No.
want. I don't want to claim
Totally
that as
do.
my gym, but I'm just saying we were talking about animated stuff, and yeah, that one has some really good
Yeah.
music in it. I thought you would probably have seen that one, Coverville.
I don't feel like I've seen
If
it.
it's-
I did.
Oh, you did see it. I
Oliver
never
and
saw
Company,
it.
great.
I
Yeah,
did see
yeah.
it. Oliver and Company.
Are we ever going to do, speaking of animation, this is totally off subject, but are we ever going to do that Osmosis Jones business? Isn't that going to be
Oh,
a
we
thing?
We get a
should.
chance.
Yeah, we really
Yeah.
should because it's such a weird combo of like real life and not. It's got some really gross stuff. Bill Murray's great in it.
Mhm.
Mark Hyman directed it, and he's known for what's that thing he did? He did some other shit. Now I don't remember. So that's great.
Other shit.
Yeah, that worked out great. But Osmosis Jones, fantastic. movie.
That's my favorite.
Oh,
yeah.
Meet the Fockers. That's
Underrated?
what I'm thinking of. Yeah, it's that.
Mm.
Anyway,
Ibbot, do you have any other entries into this discussion?
I was trying to think of one. The only other one that I scrolled down was Ron Howard.
Sure.
Obviously, he's a lot of the things that he does just bangers right out of the gate, and you hear about him immediately.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people know about The Paper, which is a Michael Keaton
Ah.
film that he directed. Marissa Tomei takes place in a paper. It obviously spoke to me as a kid or not as a kid, but at the
As a
time
young
because I was
paper
working as a young.
Yeah.
That's right, as a young 25-year-old working for a software
Yeah,
company that dealt with newspaper software. It just pulled me in immediately because of that connection, and that's one I have not looked to see if that is streaming anywhere. But it's a heart, like it's got so much heart to it, and you think about with Ron Howard and Michael Keaton, wasn't like Gung Ho was Ron Howard, right? Am I thinking of the right director? Or
Is
no,
that the
was
one
that
where
somebody
Michael
else?
Keaton was like, "Oh no, they're going to take your jobs." Is that the one you're thinking?
we
of?
go. No, they just
I
bring him
think
to
so.
Japan.
Or
He works
Mr.
in Japan or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, or Mr. Mom. He directed something else with Michael Keaton that gets a lot more attention.
Yeah.
If I'm
Can't remember.
correct, but The Paper is really, really good, and
Never
worth
saw that
seeing.
one.
Even if you don't have the background like I do with with newspapers, it's really, really.
No, this is great because I didn't expect to have such a list today. I got a little list going here. Shit,
Yeah.
I haven't seen.
Yeah.
Oh,
I haven't-
that's
my God,
good.
yeah.
Oh, Night Shift.
Oh,
There we
is
go.
that the one?
we were talking about
Okay.
earlier. Yeah. That's
That is
really
great.
fun. It was like I knew he directed something with Michael Keaton. It was the
Gentlemen,
one we
have
talked about 5 minutes ago.
we have come full circle. Welcome to the other side.
Totally.
Well, let us know at home what you guys pick. I know you're going to have a ton. Put them in the Patreon comments. We read those. We love to hear what you guys have to say. You can also email us that kind of stuff. All of it's at filmsack.com or on the Patreon at patreon.com/filmsack. I think it's going to do it for us. Thanks for listening, guys. We really appreciate it. For me, for Brian, and for Andy.
Somewhere out there.
Something like that.